Is that a word? Where uses this word? How it was productively made. It made it feel like the end of a story. It made it feel like I just bowed out. It wasn't like a climax to another climax. I felt like I was on a roller coaster. I hit the pinnacle, and now I'm dropping. So like for me, this album I wouldn't say was his best. No, because I'm always gonna like Good Kid, Mad City. I believe that for me, that's my favorite album to listen to. But it was like a bunch of ass and gangbang and killing stuff. It's a lot of trap beats. Like I like that shit. But like as an adult, as a 28-year-old adult who has like life going on, there's an album that I feel like I needed. I feel like he made art with this album. So like I feel like this album was a great. If this is the end, I believe that this was a great end to his career. None of this, like some of the songs you can probably play in the club. Like my favorite song right now is "Rich Spirit." Love that shit. I love that. I'm fasting. I love that shit. I love it. I like the toxicity of that one track, "We Cry Together." Loved it. They just show that like it's art. Like I believe like a lot of people wanted that. They wanted something that was better than Damned, and I was like, well, if you compare everything to the last project, then like they're gonna miss on some marks. So I thoroughly enjoyed the art that he gave me for this album. My opinion.
Coop, what you got?
Oh, I thought you were going to go next, sir. But okay. No?
No, not yet.
Interesting. Okay. The album. Oh, let me get my phone. 'Cause, so I like the album overall. Two, Mr. Morale, The Big Steppers, 18 tracks. I don't think it's CD1, CD2 if you split it in half, right?
Right.
And he's just talking about. Are you there? Oh, there you go. He was. He had songs like, what was it? Mother I Sober or Mother Sober, where he was going through therapy, and it sounds like on this whole tape you can just hear it. And then what his ancestors would stink if because he got, with the white woman and he was cheating on his wife. This, that, and the third. My favorite track is "We Cry Together." Boy, that's my first listen hearing that. I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is it. But and then little things he put in there from the pity patting, like people were stepping their feet, like they're walking around the conversation, and he didn't say it, but the lady on the track says stop talking around the conversation by beating around the bush, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking, is he talking to whoever on the track? Because that song, "We Cry Together," they never got to the point. They were just arguing to argue, essentially. Or was it talking about us too, as the listeners, the consumers in the world? We need to stop beating around the bush and talk to the point. Then when it comes to it being like "Damn" or whatever, I can't compare to "Damn" because I thought there was a story from Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly. But I asked my friends, I'm like, yeah, it's not a story. I don't see it as a story. I just think this is a point in his life, and then what he hears and sees from social media and everything else from the news and whatnot going on, just putting in this album how he feels. Like "We Cry Together," one of the issues, because she's like, he said something about you still listen to R. Kelly. And it's like, what is that? What are we talking about? What does that mean? What else? How these R&B people can't get on tracks together. What are you talking about? What else? I can't remember the other two things he said. But just things like that. Because as we all know, people want to cancel R. Kelly. Cool. I said this a while back. If you want to actually cancel this man, you need to cancel all his songs.
Correct.
All his music. Things he wrote, produced, stuff like that. He wrote one of my favorite songs, "Maxwell's Fortunate." The Life sound, if you guys seen the Life movie, that whole soundtrack, he wrote.
Just like continue. I'm so sorry.
He wrote a lot of stuff from gospel artists, R&B artists, probably pop artists too. Like, so cancel that. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of stuff on the album, and you can't listen to it once. That this is not a one time album to listen to. You have to actually digest everything. So it's a 3+ album you got to listen to like 3 times or more.
I think where he touches on in the album itself, when it's like with this cancel culture, I believe it's like it's a generational thing. Because like I do believe that we shouldn't go around hurting each other's feelings. However, I do think that some people are overly sensitive. Like sometimes the truth cut deep. Sometimes the truth hurts. So like, and I believe that you shouldn't censor someone just because it hurt. Like to cancel someone is like, oh, we should cancel Eminem. Wait, you don't like his lyrics from back? Like
it's a new generation. This cancel culture is new. So they wanted to cancel him from this album because he had Kodak, and what he did, what was it, some charge? He was it a I don't want to misquote or anything, but yeah, some type of charge, and people didn't like it, so they said, I'm going to stop, and this is all on like social media. I'm going to stop listening to Kendrick because of this.
Yeah, but it was the same thing with Kevin Gates when they wanted to cancel Kevin Gates because he like kicked that female in her chest, and then he made it was like, yo, you literally were grabbing at my shit. Like I'm like, yeah, that's inappropriate. But again, like I agree with you. Like if you're gonna cancel someone like as soon as I hear Ignition on my playlist, am I gonna skip it?
No. No, I'm not.
And it's like, oh, well, you're supporting him. I'm gonna support what he did. This is a banger. So until they remove this song from all the internet, am I actively seeking Ignition? Not really. But if it plays on my slow jam playlist, oh yeah. If there's someone in the car who's like, hey, I don't like this song, it makes me feel some type of way, I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, because like it's still my car, but I don't want you to feel uncomfortable in my car and stuff like that. But if I'm by myself, I'm gonna rock it because like I still like the song. But I understand what R. Kelly did was bad. So, but that's just me. So like, but when it comes to Kendrick, I kept seeing everybody on Twitter, this album's trash. I'm tired of him being like a conceptual rapper. I was like, you're entitled to your opinion, but sometimes I'm like, I don't really think you get music. But again,
nobody can say why it's trash. That's what I was sad to see.
And you can't say he got on that track and was just babbling, because he wasn't. You like the man, Father Time for me, that shit hit. For like as a black man with a black dad who's very strong, and there's some situations that like where and I had to learn through life to be more emotional because he was not that. He was a very strong black man and taught me to be strong in a way where the world really couldn't hurt my feelings. But the vice to that is I couldn't even show my feelings because I thought I had to protect myself. So I thought I couldn't be vulnerable because then the world would take advantage of that, which is still true. But you should be able to be vulnerable with your partner. But like they don't teach you that side of that coin. Some black parents. I just can only speak for mine. My dad did a great job raising who I am, but I would say one of my flaws in the teachings was I was very prideful about who I am as a person. Like no one could hurt my feelings. But when my feelings started getting hurt, I really didn't know how to process it. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick, a lot of, not just Kendrick, because like Kendrick's not the only one that brings up these topics, but Kendrick's got the platform and makes it like easy to digest. Like you got people like Dave East, Benny the Butcher, Royce the 5'9", people who talk about this shit constantly, but because they're not mainstream, not many people give it like the ear. Kendrick makes it digestible. I love that we cry together. That's the most toxic reality check for real relationships there ever was. I was like, yo, this man is in someone's house right now. And it could be about Kendrick. It could be a conversation between him and his girl, and he's using him and his life to portray it to us. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, there is nothing wrong with this conversation. And I think this is how it goes. Like he got it to a T. He must have recorded someone fighting on his phone. Oh shit! Yep, this going on the album. Like it was wild. That album was. It was wild. It was a. It was. A, I loved it. I loved it.
So for me, so I'm weird when it comes to music because I just told Coop I was like I just found out what 808s were because I just don't know a lot about listening to music. So it's just like when I listen to something, it's just the sound, and then I have to really hear the lyrics to know like okay, what are they saying, just so I can actually like interpret it. This was like I haven't heard an album in a while that I just sat and listened to. It was just like what is this? Like I like the sound, I like the story, I like everything that's happening. Like We Cry Together, I thought was beautiful. Just because like when I actually sat and listened to the argument and everything and like towards the end when they're actually talking about like real life problems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was beautiful.
Like he suddenly slips on like real shit in the argument. I was like, oh, hold up, hold up.
That's what I was saying. It's just like I thought it was really beautiful. I thought the first track, like when he's saying like I grieve different, I was like, I like that. I like that. I thought that shit was beautiful. So it's just like I was in my car. I remember I was driving somewhere because I was like, I want to hear how the like album sounds in my car versus on my speaker. Right. And I was like, when I heard it in my car and I'm actually listening to it, it's like I was sitting in like a parking spot just listening, just like hearing the lyrics. I'm like, I actually need to start driving. Hold up, I need to go somewhere because it's like I just sat and listened to the music and everything. And it feels like a good story. Like every single track, like. All together, it's just beautiful. I like the reality check that it just gives like everything and it just goes into and plus I like a lot of other songs too, like N95, We Cry Together, Rich Spirit's good. I think Auntie Diaries I like too. N90.
I like the like people like I hate that shit, but like for me, I was watching a review and someone was like, I think this man's an anime head, and I was like, I wonder why they think that because like they made way back when they made a bridge series of Naruto, and he went Almighty Push, and he goes, hello. I was like, no way. They compare this man to no. I love it. And that might not be the correlation, but I love how people dissect it and stuff like that. I think this album. To be real, I don't think people really want that conscious shit no more, and that's cool. Like you want what you want to listen to. Some people don't listen to music to get a message out of it. Some people just listen to turn up. But again, like in the same breath, like when the Heart Part 5 dropped, like when he was talking about how the gang culture, about how like, hey, I can go to jail and they fucking my baby moms. Like he's like, yo, I'm tired of this being the status quo of the culture, right? In the same breath, 6ix9ine, as much as you might not like hate the dude, he says the same shit. Why would I die behind some loyalty code when you won't have my back? And we're all gonna say like, when you join that lifestyle, you should know what that comes with. But should that be the lifestyle? And again, I'm a middle class citizen that know nothing but about gang life. But if I went to jail and I got out and y'all fuck my baby mama, what? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, what part of loyalty is what? I'd be confused. I'd be so confused. I'd just be confused. But I can't really speak on it because I don't know shit about it. I'm just a middle class guy who lives in a rented house, who's in the Air Force. When I consume music, when Kendrick, I like the song when he compares that what Kendrick did on that stage. This is gonna be with that white girl way back when the white girl said the N-word on stage with him. That was kind of fucked up. Her fault as well. It was her fault as well. But when he compares him saying the F word about gays. And his auntie, when he says about the F word, and the F word kind of like chin checks him, is like, I make you feel comfortable when you say this word, but it's the same thing if you make a white person say that word. So if I make you comfortable, it's kind of like that. I was like, that's tough. That is tough. I think that she was wrong, but I didn't think the N word in that case what came off maliciously. She was singing a song with you. She was hype. She didn't like stay. She didn't stay in like she was singing with you. But I get the concept with how much weight that word carries, and she fucked up because she forgot her setting. She fucked up. She forgot her setting. She could have, like, Kendrick could have been like, hey man, chill out, and kept it pushing, but he kind of made a show about her. And I was like, come on, that's a fan. Like, I felt bad for her. I did feel bad for her. You know what I'm saying? But she shouldn't kind of know better. Like, come on now. You're not in your car. You didn't, come on now. You gotta check yourself. But it's a song, like, then, like, again, like, a lot of people disagree on a lot of stuff, but I do believe that this album, like I said before, I don't think people want conscious music anymore. They don't want that shit. I'm not everybody wants it. Just like, I think people just want shit they can turn up to and escape.
Yeah. It's different because it's just like the vibe of it is just like, I think you said it or mentioned it, and like one of my other friends mentioned it too. This isn't something that you're probably gonna hear on the radio. It's maybe, I was like pickpocketing songs, like what could be on the radio? Purple Hearts, maybe, but then it's
On the radio. Could you imagine hearing We Cry Together on the radio?
nah.
Have you heard the clean version?
How is it? I haven't heard the clean.
There's a clean version.
Yeah, because you know they gotta bleep out that whole stuff. Yeah,
It would just be censored sounds the whole track. That's the whole thing you would hear the whole time. But like, you just wouldn't hear this on the radio, and that sucks because just like that's how they start like rating songs and stuff at the end of the year. Just like most played on the radio. This is the best song to listen to, but it's like this is just beautiful. If you just sit and listen to it, it's kind of like you'll start thinking about like, wow, life is actually like this in the form of music when you really just sit and listen.
But again, that's what I also hate is the fact that we're pretending like these issues that these artists bring up, like they're not new. I'm just glad we have some time to talk about it now. Like, when's the last, like, and I was telling Kate, I was like, to be honest, growing up, white people didn't do no wrong. The most time I've been bullied is by another black person. So when are we gonna talk about like the black on black emotionally damage that we do to each other? We're not ready for that conversation. Like, I'm bullied by my own people because of the way I talk. But we are not ready for that conversation. It's always like F white people, F this. It's like, yo, like my upbringing, my parents decided they wanted to live better for us, and put me in situations so I didn't have to see that style of life. But when I got there, I had black people telling me I'm not black. I'm telling you right now, that's why Gambino resonated with me when he dropped, was it Camp?
it's Camp.
Camp?
Yeah, it's Camp.
I love it. Because like I felt like I could resonate because Gambino's a lighter skin color, but like because of how he looked and stuff like that, he's not black enough for his black friends, but he's too black for his white friends. It's like, all right, it's a weird box to be put in, stuff like that. These issues that these artists, I like the fact that again they are just being exposed. Like we finally get to talk about it because like an album dropped. It just sucks because like an album has to drop before someone's like, hey, I like this. You know what I'm saying?
But they're not. I think this album just needs to sit because it's Kendrick. Everybody has this high expectation.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not. But if you, and my friend said it, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, you have to go in this album with an open mind. Not saying don't have expectations, but don't compare it to the last album.
Correct.
It's not going to sound like Damn at all.
I think Damn was a wrecking ball. Like it was just a wrecking ball of just sounds and lyrics. This is not. This was like a hug, nigga. This was like a.
It's okay. Society hug.
Personally,
because I see backslash from backslash. Wow, too much Mega Man. Backlash from this, and even the Hard Part 5 saying that was trash. But even when I see people pick out the video, because the way he was standing in the video is where a heart is supposed to be, and how he was moving, like he was weird. That's a heart beating. So when it came to the pictures, right, he was still moving and stuff from OJ. He's alive. Kanye, Jussie Smollett. But when it got to Kobe and Nipsey, he just stopped. Rest their soul, because they're not here with us anymore. So he just stopped moving. He didn't move like he normally did. And people say he would use his Nipsey flow to my brother, how was it? And tell him I love him. And he put the Kobe line. Like each stuff he said when he used somebody else's face, he used something from them.
Yeah.
From Kanye being bipolar, to Kobe. I can't remember what he said about Kobe.
What is this?
If he didn't get the success that he had, he would have never been on that plane. But if he never got the success he had, he would have never been able to fulfill all those schools and give all the money to the schools and uplift his community.
Same thing with OJ. The first time you see a black man do something, or something like that.
What did he say for Will Smith?
Hurt people.
Yeah.
And that one guy, I forget his name, Jason Smoothie.
Oh, yeah. Jussie Smollett.
He's the guy that like lied about being jumped by white people, assaulted by white people during Black Lives Matter.
He said a line there too, but just all that stuff. Even the name Oklahoma. Like, what's an Oklahoma? But then the video breaks it down because he puts it in the beginning video. I am all of us, or something like that. So Oklahoma is just all. He's saying all of us. Like I am all of us, the embodiment of all of us, essentially. So yeah, it's deeper than what.
It's deeper than rap.
Oh man, stop it.
It's deeper than rap.
It's just crazy.
It's good. And he dropped a video for it in 95. Yep.
Tough.
So, like I said, man, it's there. The art's there.
The BB King jump, I love it. Like I like how I like the style. I will say the choice in sounds could throw you off because sometimes there is an abrupt change, which is why I also like it, because that abrupt change means I'm probably never going to hear it in the club, and I'm totally fine with that. I feel like this was a personal. Where's J. Cole's album? Not Forest Hill Drive.
The off season.
The one that he
KOD.
Maybe it was Forest. No, there's no one after Forest Hill Drive.
Oh, with I want a full club for your eyes only.
For Your Eyes Only. That personal albums. I think this is one of those personal albums that people just needed to, like you said, you just need to hear it a couple more times, because if you're not in any of these scenarios, which is crazy because like I've never made cocaine a day in my life, but like the music hit. This album, I've been in majority of these situations and I'm like, bro, I felt like that man low-key hacked my Facebook. I felt like he owed me some money, for real. I do. I was like, this is personal, man. So when people say like it's trash, I like taking RJ's approach to stuff where it's like I don't immediately get triggered. It's like a why. Just explain. Because if you tell me like I think it's trash because I'm tired of all this conscious shit, makes sense. So that makes sense to why you think it's trash. But if you're like, he isn't saying shit, we got something to talk about. Because he talking. It's like one of those, like your dad's waiting on the porch for you and says, sit down, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Dad, I just got home, sit down, we need to talk. The sun is setting, it's getting dark, but you guys still talking for hours. It felt like and honestly, like I said, like, if this is his last album, super sad about it, but like, for me, I got the end of the storybook from all his albums that he's put out. To be honest, if To Pimp a Butterfly dropped during Black Lives Matter, I think there'd be more riots. That album was heavily influenced, like it's like he saw into the future on that one. Like personally, like progression of discography. It's beautiful. His discography is amazing. He's on some Kanye shit. So it's amazing. So how I let people have their own opinions. That album, what is it? Die Hard, from a X dot. Let me tell you, for someone who is like trying to be better by their partner, I needed that shit 2 years ago, my nigga. because like I believe like and even in that song where he's talking about, hey, can I open up to you? Because like not like a lot of times in relationships, like people weaponize your vulnerability, which is why like you don't choose to open up with somebody because you don't want someone to weaponize it. So like I felt that, and I also felt the fact that like yo like sometimes your vice isn't drugs or alcohol. Sometimes your vice is like just lust. Just being able to obtain something all the time doesn't make it a good thing. Like I said, like if you drink enough water, you can still drown.
Yeah.
So this album was, in my opinion, again, no one can touch Kendrick, man. Like no, not no one. I just think maybe it's our age, because like when Good Kid, Mad City came out, I think we were in what finishing high school.
I
What,
was
2012?
I was in
Yeah.
like
I was in
seventh, eighth
senior
grade,
year.
seventh grade,
Oh my god. Yeah, senior year, sir. Yeah, senior year.
sixth or seventh grade.
If you imagine Kendrick dropping this while we were in high school, it kind of, unless you're a music head, it'd be like depends on the time frame that you're living your life. So like, I can really think back and be like, I mean, it's alright, yeah, he talking and shit, but like, I can't bust this in my car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not banging this in the car. What you mean? Like,
I can't
and,
see him dropping this as his first album.
yeah,
Especially him being that new, 2012-ish. Because from '09 to 2012 was like his rise of him being a new artist. And he just, I think he had a plan in motion for all these albums because he sits down and thinks of what he wants to put out. Because I was telling my friend yesterday, there was a post that came out a while back. I think when Damn was out, this man's sitting on 5 albums worth of music. 5 albums worth of music that we'll probably never get. And these 5 albums worth of music is from the time he's dropped these albums, most likely. From Good Kid, songs that never made it, to Pimper Butterfly, songs that never made it. As oh man, I just want this laptop. I just want to steal it.
yeah, bro. I wish like artists, like I feel like the Vault. We're gonna talk about the Vault of artists. I wish there was a website where you're able to buy things that just didn't make the cut.
Oh, that'd be
Yes.
fire.
That I would burn through cash. I would burn through cash, man.
That'd be so
Just to be
fire.
like, hey, these are the 5 tracks that did not make it. And you're able to, on Spotify, you're able to like rank at least your relist a song of like, hey, this is how I would make this out. This is how the flow it would be for me and stuff like that. If they were able to do that, it'd be insane. Because again, like I go back to like Schoolboy Q. I didn't like Crash Talk because I wanted something. Again, we grieve different. We grieve different. So he's like, yo, I'm not talking about Mac. I'm not, in a sense, saying I'm not going to make any monetary value talking about Mac. My feelings are my feelings, and it is what it is. And you got to respect that. As a consumer, I'm out of shit. Like, I love that, but like, you grieve different. Nipsey died, the game. That was ready to ride on everybody. He grieved different. His album, again, I do agree with RJ on this one that if you listen to it once and said it was trash, you weren't listening. You know when people listen to music and they're like, they also on their phone. It's certain albums you can't do both. Certain shows you can't turn on and go do something. You gotta stay tuned until it ends and then go do that thing that you were supposed to do.
Yeah, I'll say like when I first listened to it, I was literally just playing on my speaker, like cleaning up my apartment the whole time, and I was just like, "Oh, it sounds good." And then I wanted to re-listen to it, and that's when it's like, it's worth a few re-listens for sure. Because if you listen to it the first time and then you just like, "Oh, it sounded alright," it's like, "You sure?" Like,
Listen to it.
listen to it again.
The Father Time and what's the Mother one?
Oh, Mother Sober, Mother I Sober, or Mother / however it is.
I had to do one of these. I was like, yo, he didn't need to do that. Which is crazy. Like he didn't need to do that, bro. Like I was like that. He didn't even have to expose himself like that, bro. Come here. Here you go, boss.
The Mother one was like a tearjerker for sure.
But I also jumped into the fact that he was like, yo, Kendrick made you think about it. He is not your savior. I was like, oh, he in his bag. He was in a different bag, bro.
Cole gave you the right to think, but he is not your savior.
I was like, yo, Future gave you the money counter. He is not your savior. I was like, he's in the bag. Look, if I had to pick the bag, he was in his Akatsi bag, bro. He was in the back. Red Cloud bag, bro. He was in the bag. He was in it. He put you in the genjutsu, and he was like, "You gonna listen to this shit? Watch me."
Dude, yeah,
It's
it's up.
beautiful.
Hey, it's already up there for me. Right? What's today? May? Yeah, May. Almost halfway through the year. Just about halfway in the year. Yeah, it's already album of the year.
That shit
This
was
well up
beautiful.
there for me, like one of my top albums. It's
I,
not up. It's not number one because, like I said, that Juicy J and that Wiz Khalifa boy, that just hit. That just hit. But it's up there. It's up
you
there.
seven niggas are different, bro.
It's a dope album though.
Like,
It's a great album.
it is. Again, it's like I think as we grow, but no, but you got actually OJ. You've been kind of like on that vibe for a while. I just jumped on the vibe where it's like when people say something's trash, I immediately get triggered. But like you always been like more like a why do you think that?
Oh yeah, 'cause I used to be like you because
Okay.
I would jump down your throat and like, well, who's your favorite artist? And that's like, oh, Josh Gambino. Well, he's trash. Picking out my throat with my fist comb. I got a tab at the stone, baby. This a lot. I can bar for bar, word for word, lyric for lyric, project for project. I will go back and forth with you. You can name all these artists, and it honestly, when it comes down to, because you can break it down to who's a better rapper. Cool. Overall, who makes better albums? You can make that too. But when it just comes to flow, lyrics, and stuff, that's a conversation that people they won't fight you on, or they just won't be. I'll argue to argue anybody. I'll stay on that, especially about music. I'll stay on that hill. We'll talk about it all day.
We'll die on a hill.
Because I always ask, who do you listen to? Oh, and it's just the main people from
Drake.
Drake. Yeah, always up there. You meet a Drake fan, boy, you will not hear the end of it. Boy, you won't hear the end of it. But Drake, Cole, Kendrick, those are the main three. I'm like, besides those, who else? And they was named by a trap artist. Cool, got it. Who else? That's it. That's not that we. I don't. I'll talk to you. I've been listening because I'm curious, like why they think this way. That's why I asked the why. I go with the production. A lot of people's production.
Like production wise, like on that same note, like I now start listening to Nas now. I don't like him back then. I don't like how he sounds back then, but his new shit that he's dropping now, I'm like, am I grown? Is this why this hit different? Like this nigga, like I'm like I don't like his shit then, but this nigga don't miss. I'm just gonna assume I'm not ready. I'm still not grown enough for this shit back then. I'm not grown enough. But niggas just don't miss. But continue what you were saying.
Oh nah, but even on that note, I love the old stuff. That's just me. I am an old soul. Throughout the years, I say back in what was it? I joined 20, maybe like 2017 ish when did Playboy come out? Cardi. Around that time, that's when I saw. I'm like, I'm gonna try to give these new people a listen. Playboy was the first one, and after that, skyrocketed. I was off. I don't listen to a lot of new people. They're on the feature. I'll listen to them, but we all listen to things for a different reason. We all look for an artist for something specific. People go to Drake for this. People go to Cardi, Uzi, Shiesty, Gucci, whoever the case may be, right, for that certain thing. And when we compare, you can't compare everybody. I can't compare Uzi to Drake. That's a terrible comparison. Yeah. I can't compare what's his name? I can't compare Nick Grant to a Royce the 5'9". I can't compare a Joyner Lucas to a Jay-Z. I can't do these comparisons with certain people or their albums. So when it comes to the Kendrick stuff or just whoever that we all listen to is different from someone else and they're not vibing with, ask the why. Just ask the why, like why? Like what? Because I don't know what he's saying. Okay, let's talk about it. If that's it, if that's really not it, because you can play their music, what is this person saying compared to what my person was saying?
All right, hold on.
The production and everything was better and blah blah blah. Like that's what it gets into. Because I talked to somebody, he's like, I like the production better than this, so I don't care for it. I understand that. It makes sense. And
I can't even let that. I can't let the whole like. I don't understand what he's saying. That's why Rap Genius is there, bro. Stop that.
Stop that.
I use Rap Genius all the time, bro.
Yeah, bro.
How many people are gonna go to Rap Genius? How many people?
Nah. When it came,
Good go.
Bro, like when I started prepping to listen to like Kendrick's new album, I was like, okay, I'm hearing Good Kid, Mad City. When I first heard Kendrick, that was the first album I ever listened to. But I was like, I never really just dug into like lyrics because, like I said, I was talking to Coop about this. Like, I wish I knew like a lot more when it came to listening to music, just so I could like understand like how to talk about like not just the beats or the sounds, like everything. So I had to go to Rap Genius just to be like, what is he really saying? Like in a lot of these songs.
Crazy. Rap Genius was still trying to figure the shit out. Rap Genius, it said we got a little bit. Oh, actually, bro, he cried Rap Genius. He cries. Was it Spotify or iTunes? Spotify was like, I didn't hey, shut it down. Shut this shit down. Everyone's listening. I didn't think it would, bro. I was like, yeah, you gotta prepare yourself, bro. But Rap Genius, I'm tired of people being like, no, I don't get what he's saying. There is a fights. There's a bunch.
See how we're all looking at each other. That's the level that they want to understand. Like the lyrics, just they hit me. Yeah, like spoon fed a little bit. If something goes over the top, you won't really get. What is it? Royce the 5'9". What was that album? I know. It's the one with cocaine. The one, the Book of Ryan. I think there's the Book of Ryan. Is that one and the Allegory?
Oh my!
The Allegory. Yes.
It's
he
nuts.
had a song with Rhinestone Rhinestone Do-Rag or something like that. To this day, I'm like, what is a Rhinestone Do-Rag? I gotta look it up. Cause you sit there listen, I'm like, what is a Rhinestone Do-Rag? What is a Rhinestone Do-Rag?
There's certain rappers when you know you're about to go to Rap Genius. Like,
yes.
So I'm immediately on Rap Genius. I'm on Rap Genius and I have a calculator just in case. I feel like Absol's one of those rappers where you're like, look, I'm outside with some gems, some stones, and the moon's just right. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna figure this out. Because like
you and Lupe. So like, what are you talking about?
I'm shit. Like I gotta.
It's Rap Genius and play it back. That's all it is. Like.
Hold on, slide this back. What are you saying? Hold on, time out. Let me. What is he saying right there? You know what I'm saying? Like that, bro. And I like that. Low key, yes. I'm Absol. He said, I'm low key like a locksmith working on both knees. I was like, this nigga is insane, bro. What the fuck, bro? Of how it flew. I was like, that is nuts, bro. Who writes like that, man? Like that is art and it's it's such a simple bar, but it's also I'm just like, who you thought that? I don't think shit like that. I drink Pedialyte, my nigga. Like I don't think shit like that, bro.
Bro,
Dear.
it's a YouTuber. It's a YouTuber I used to watch that used to always do that, though. He would, like, listen to a song and then just play it back and be like, well, why are you doing that? Listen to the whole song. And it's like, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah, play that back. And then just repeat the bar and you just start thinking about it. It's like, that...
In the day he goes, I'm sounding like the G and like in this little Wayne. And I was like, that's the weakest bar. Wait a second. The G in lasagna is fucking God. Yeah. Oh my head, bro. I was an idiot. Dear God. He didn't look goofy. I understand. Nah, man. Like this album, again, like if you listen to it, have your own opinions, but like I said, like being at the age that I am now and what I want to aspire to be in the future, I think it's like sometimes a breath of fresh air that these celebrities that we put in these high places go through like normal level shit like the rest of us. Mm-hmm. Like, and I think that's a breath of fresh air. But sometimes it gets mixed and construed because it looks like they glorify it. Like when Juice WRLD, like what R.I.P. Juice WRLD and stuff like that. In his music, going back and listening to it, it's to me. It seemed like a cry for help, but some songs glorified doing what he did. But a lot of songs did not. It seemed like this nigga had a problem. And so I was like, sometimes as a consumer, we're not like, hey, like, no, man. Slid into like someone's, like Travis Scott. After the Travis Scott incident, normal Charles Xavier Jones, listen to me, slid into this man's DMs and said, hey, man, I'm sorry what happened. Like, if you need to talk, I don't know. Like a human to human, I hope that you feel some type of way about it. And if you can't talk to no one, you can talk to a complete stranger who's like, yo man, like, you don't know me, but like, I'm sorry. I'm like, well, who am I? I just want him to know, like, like we're all human. I want you to feel like that by yourself. Like that sucks. Certain things is like, yo, that sucks. And the internet, the world is a terrible place, bro. The internet is vicious. It's fucking vicious. I don't understand cyberbullying. That's on another note. Because someone was bullying me on the internet, I'm just gonna close my laptop. So can't get to me if I'm off my laptop.
I didn't see it.
That's a real.
I didn't see it.
You know how to calm me down on the internet. Psych. But nah, man, like it was a good album. I don't know that nigga, but I'm proud. I'm proud of his journey, man. Like
It's not his last album.
We saying it's not?
I think this is his last one on TDE, but it's not his last album.
Are we able to have the J. Cole Kendrick discussion?
When you and K-Dot shit dropping, never. Come on now. Cole is a liar. Since we'll bring it up, side note, before we continue to the next topic, J. Cole is a liar. Because you know why? In 2016 for Black Friday, he told me this February, bet shit gets scary when I fuck around and drop what? I went on Spotify. I'm looking, let's see when the albums drop. That wasn't February. This wasn't February. March, April, May. Where's February? I'm still waiting on February. So before he wants to do something with Kendrick, I need something for February. Unless that is February.
Next February.
Unless that's not next February. Nope. Even when he dropped the Dreamville joint, the mixtape-ish, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't in February. What are you doing?
That's your hero.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready for the world.
I'm still watching Atlanta to figure out when his album's going to drop. Yeah.
Me too.
I seen one episode with all the symbolism to one of his Instagram pages. That was it. Where's the album?
Where's the album, sir? He's talking to you. Where's the album? That's your man's. Where's the album?
I'm not finna say that I was not looking for it because I was. I was surprised just as bad as you were. But hey.
Okay.
Maybe he made a different February, like February 2025.
Last February. Next February. Maybe he said the wrong month.
He wouldn't lie about BHM. He wouldn't.
What else you got, bro? What's the topic, man?
All right. So we're gonna get into a juice topic, okay? So from a guy's perspective, what are some ways you can become attractive to people? Not just women, but attractive to people.
I really just heard Coop's like first words. I heard the sentence. Hold on.
I won't say it because you read my mind, sir.
He gonna say, look, I don't know, because I'm ugly, right?
Yes.
Come on now.
I have a protective screen on my phone just so it doesn't crack. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I need it.
Yo, I sometimes like my eyes and my ears, bro.
Hey, where's
to attract people?
Yeah, I was gonna say where the little man at? You just
right, I got you, bro. Hold on, man.
Around the corner.
I don't know how to answer that. To attract people, stop it. Just be. I wouldn't say be yourself, but your personality. Also, that's why I said how your personality is will attract
what you need,
like-minded people of your personality. So,
I'll widen that. I think your personality is going to attract both sides of that coin.
It can't. So I'll use work for example. We've all worked with assholes, right?
100%.
1,000%.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I had one. I feel that.
I can think of one bald-headed bastard right now, on top of my head.
Don't do it.
But the way his personality is attracts those like type of people. Everybody might not like him, but there's a certain small percentage that does. Same thing with us. We don't. Well, I can speak for myself. I don't attract everybody, but just a small select few. Same thing with you. And then you, sir, you're like one of the anomalies. You can attract everybody. You can just move through a crowd, but you're not slithering when you do it. You can be, You just know how to work a room, if you will. Know how to talk to people, chat them up, blah blah.
I think the trade off is between the two. I think attracting, not to deter from your from your main question, is like, I believe that RJ, without a doubt, can say in his heart who is going to ride or die for him because of the how his personality is set up. He only attracts loyalty. The way my personality is set up, I attract fun, and fun does not correlate loyalty. So as I grow now, I'm losing a lot of friends because I'm realizing I value loyalty over that funny shit. Like, times is getting tough. I need to know who's gonna be down for me. So like, I'm actually scaling back my personality. Like, even today, like, you niggas know I love to talk. In the office, I don't be saying shit. And it'd be like, people be like, people don't even know that I'm at work. And anyone who knows me, they're like, that's impossible. I really be by myself. Because I'm at the point in my life where I'm not really trying to be entertaining for entertainment's sake. You know, I'm trying to attract people who are going to be down. Like, we argue in the next 2 days, we don't even have to talk. But the next 2 days, we kind of just over it, or we talk it out. Like, we're grown at this point. I'm tired of attracting, no offense to the people that I'm about to sheep. I'm tired of attracting sheep. I'm not a shepherd for your escape in life. I'm not that. I'm sorry. I wanted to be that for a while. I wanted to be the reason why people smile. And not to say I don't anymore, but like, it used to be no one asks me how the fuck I feel half the time. 95% of the time, I can honestly say, like, no one's really asked me, Jones, are you good? Except the people that I'm talking to now. I can name like 6 people on my hand that I'm totally down with right now. Everyone else is, no offense, background characters of my life. And it's okay to be that, because I'm not going to treat you no different than a regular friend. But there are perks to being in that inner circle. You know what I'm saying? So again, to get to your question, there are things that can make you more attractive, whether it be work into the opposite sex. I say be yourself, but understand, like, and I say be yourself to your core. You still have room to grow as a person, but don't be like someone, like, there's a lot of people who try to be like me. Like, they try to, like, oh, I'm gonna be just like Jones, like how he's loud and blah, blah, blah. It's not an art to be me. It's just me. So like, I can't give you the blueprint on how to be me. I just know if you're trying to be me, you're not doing it well. Like, because who's the best judgment of character of me than me? Like, if you try to be me, then I'm telling you, hey, that was a fail. That was an F. You did this, and this, and I would never do that and stuff like that. So like, I want to say be yourself, but I will say, like, the opposite sex or the person that you're looking for, we're talking a relationship status, they kind of sometimes dictate who you are, and it hurts. I remember folding many times on my personality just to be with a girl. Folding. I'm talking origami. Just to be with a girl. Yep. Like a lawn chair. Because I wanted to be with that girl, and I thought if all I have to do is change who I am to be with the girl, then like, that's no problem, because that's who I want to be with. But then I'm not asking my partner to do the same thing for me. Like, if I like anime and a girl I want to be with is like, you can't watch that anime shit no more. Back then I would be like, it's not really a big deal, I guess. I guess I just won't, Okay. Now I'm like, anime's life. Like, relax. Like, but I'm growing now and becoming a better person. Understand that sometimes you ain't got to really worry about, you do to network, but just grow who you are. Like, the jokes, who you like. I agree with, like, RJ on this one. Just be you. You go and attract both sides of this coin. You go attract people who are supposed to boost you, and you will attract people who are there to terrorize your soul. And I think that's the forging process of being a person. Because a lot of people get it confused that you're supposed to go through this life fine and dandy. And like I said, like, you meet certain people that's supposed to test your spirit. It's going to forge you to the person that you want to be. It's your job as the main character of your life to figure out what sword you're about to become out. Are you are you coming out like that? Are you Excalibur? Or are you like, what, a little dagger? Like, what you... Some people crack under pressure trying to appease everybody else. And I was one of those people back in the day. I used to want to appease everyone. I want people always to like me. Now, as long as I got the loyal 7 in my group, I just remember one, the loyal 7 in my group. I don't care. Like I don't, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
So for me, I would just say the main thing is I can agree with everyone is just be yourself, and it's just the easiest thing to do. I can say like when it comes to attracting people,
I wouldn't say it's the easiest.
it is okay.
I wouldn't. I get what you're saying. I wouldn't say life tests you. Sometimes you start acting out of character, and your friends let you know you're acting out of character, bro. I've lost a
We can
lot of.
say it's easy. Yeah, we can say it's easy, yo. Just be yourself. But some people they don't know how to. Yeah, they don't know how to be themselves. Like Turner, be you, Turner. That's what I'm saying. Hey, be Charles. Be me. You just be yourself. I don't know how to be myself. I'm just
Until you
different.
really just
I don't
go
know.
through something to know yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Let's say like our work habits, right? Anytime that we were like as instructors, like anytime that we work with students much rather have a ride with Turner than me and Coop. Why? Because Turner, you have a way of like, hey, like you have a way of like coddling someone to make them feel good about a failure. Me and RJ don't have the same vibes. We just go rip the band-aid. You got to get over it. Sorry. Because we've been in a situation where we took L's and the L was on the chick. It was like, all right, tomorrow's a new day type shit, right? So everyone wants you to be their instructor. So like it would be weird if we went to work and you ripped into a student. Me and RJ look at you and be like, yo, you acting, what's up? We would think it's more than just that. We would, what's going on in your life? Like, what's going on, man? Like, you've never done that to a student. Like, it's not to say it's not in you. It's just we have not seen that side of you. So it's like, yo, what's good? You that's us. That's our lane. We live in this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say it's not you. Like, if you ever cussed a girl out in public, I'd be like, I look at RJ as like, yo, is he straight? I ain't never seen this side.
Yeah, that's the old me. I've grown a lot since then. But yeah, that's
like I'm all about confrontation. I don't talk unless I'm being confrontational half the time. Because I be letting people do shit at work, but if something sounds stupid to me, I'm letting you know I don't care about your rank. That sounds dumb. And that's like my biggest flaw.
you said that.
My biggest flaw is when I hear something stupid, I need to sometimes shut up, but I can't. Because like we just going with it. And I'm like, why didn't no? Hey guys, we're gonna go to this bridge and we're gonna jump. Is there parachutes? Like, I'm cool with the jump shit. I've never done that in my life, but like if it's okay, is there parachutes? Nah. So we all cool with that. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a good experience. There's no parachutes. Is there a net at the bottom? Is there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a silly analogy, but it's like that's the comparisons in my head when I hear stupid shit. People are like, "Oh, just shut up and do it." No, no. Sometimes no, and you just got to figure out what battle do you want to fight for. Sometimes I pick the right ones. Sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, like just to get back to your question, I will say how you dress can attract, but you got to figure out your style. I wear hentai shit, so like I'm not trying to attract normal people. Clearly,
I'll also say, just from my perspective, I've never just been the type of person to want to attract people, just because like I like to stay in my own lane. And the friends I've had has been the people that I have as friends have been friends of mine because of certain situations. The people that have flocked to me are probably the people who I consider more closer friends, to be honest. Like Jones, you started talking to me, and I was just like, I don't know who this is, but he's nice to me. I fuck with that. Me and Coop just started talking because I was like, I know this guy. He's in the 15th with me. We know each other. We can talk and stuff. And then it's like I got closer to Coop.
just say because we're black people. It's okay. You saw another black guy. I'm gonna talk to him.
I was getting to that point. But yeah, basically that's really what it was. Because I was like, I don't have really anyone else to honestly really relate to. Because I was like, okay,
I'm in the Air Force. No offense. That's just the reality of it all.
It's facts. Like I didn't have no one else, so I was like, I see Coop, I'm gonna talk to Coop, and then I just started getting to know Coop, and then it's just like we all started hanging out together. And people that flocked to me really want to be friendly are the people who I like to attract. I don't want to just attract anybody, to be honest.
I will say, even in that game, like as a bubbly person, and I would say RJ, if I had a filter, if I had to pick a filter to sign off on the friends that enter my life, I would trust RJ with that list. RJ has a I would say a great judge of character, but he can sniff bullshit really quickly.
Yes.
Fast.
I will put that on RJ. That RJ, if my life depended on this, like a list of people entering a club to keep me safe, RJ is gonna pick the best people currently.
I second that.
Yeah, RJ is a good judge.
100%.
He is a very good judge of a character. Because at one point in my life, I didn't think RJ fuck with me. I thought I was the most annoying person to RJ personally. Like I didn't think RJ fuck with me for real. So I was like, I normally stay clear of RJ. To be honest, I know when we first met, but I don't actually remember when we started like kicking it for real.
It was before the waterfall. Before Chief Flores made, I don't know if I'm supposed to say names, but yeah, before Chief Flores made the waterfall schedule, me and you finally got on the same flow.
Yep.
The same flow. And we went to it was a park on Nellis for something. Because you threw something at a park on Nellis.
Well, the water balloon thing, whatever shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're out there having fun or whatever. But it was something before that, too. It was something before that, because I always see you around the dorms and stuff, say what's up.
Was it the Hawaiian night where we were sitting out there doing hookah in the dorm park section?
Was that the night where it was like two girls? I'm like, this is a sausage fest out here. Was that night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 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 Even when I think about it, we come a long way. I don't know. I know I come off weird with people, but to tell you guys the truth, I'm surprised I attract people. Not gonna lie.
It's your personality, bro. You just don't know.
No.
He's very reserved.
He is reserved, but it's just like the small things you say can like attract like people, and then people like it's funny.
He say under his breath, he funny as fuck.
Like
I don't.
It's the small things you just hear him say. You'll be like, "Coop, what the fuck, bro?" And then like no one else will hear it, and it's just like
you can do it. She's like, That was funny.
All I remember, balloon knots. Huh? Sir, what?
But yeah, I've learned a lot, especially about when it comes to like attracting people. Because again, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to gain friends, there's a lot you can do. You can manipulate your personality to the point that you don't even know what you look like in the mirror. And I've been at that point where I'm like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, who are you? Like who? Like, and you're like kind of like somewhat disgusted with yourself. Like this is not me, and then you become envious. Like like one time we got really really drunk, and I like basically berated Turner and stuff like that. And Kate woke up the next day and was like, "You were really mean to Turner." And it's because like my soul is so restless and so angry at itself, it lashes out at someone who's kind and knows who they are. So it lashes out because it's like just basically a villain. Like basically Kid Boo is come out. It's like, oh, you're happy? Let me make you feel how I feel internally. And I had to let that shit go. I had to go, hey man, I apologize. And I even told you, if you don't want to be my friend because of it, I understood because like I know how I would respond to this. And I hold myself to the same rules I hold to everyone else. Once you cut me, it takes a minute for me to get over that shit. So I have to apply that same logic to my friends as well. If I cut my friends, I have to apply like, yo, this is a possibility that my friend might never talk to me again. And I have to be okay with that.
Yeah, we're all people and we can be very forgetful, but one thing I won't forget is how a person did me a certain way. I will never forget. And I know it can be petty and childish, like you have to grow and move past, but certain things like, nah, you did what you did.
I think we're bleeding into the topic, or we might as well say, like, have you ever lost friends, or are we bleeding into that topic now?
Yeah, we're getting there. That was going to be the second to last topic if we can get to, like, the main one.
Yeah, just rip it. Let's go. We're already there.
You ready?
Yeah, right, let's rip it.
I'll ask it in the question format since we're going to get to it. All right. What has been the common reason you've had to cut people off in the last 2 years?
Energy
Have you
switch.
cut off anyone at all?
Yes,
What's-
energy switch.
Last
Energy
2 years.
switch.
Last 2 years.
Yeah, people just
Energy
act
switch.
different.
Yeah. Sorry,
And
man.
it's crazy. You don't even know that I cut you off. I'm cool. I say this all the time. I'm cool with everybody. I'm very cool with everybody.
But you'll never know. When
I
you
give
just-
my time to a select few people. You guys know this.
Of course.
And I won't go to places unless one of those select few people are there. Right? So if I see you, I'm gonna say, cool, what's up, blah, blah, but that's it. You don't talk to me. You don't go out your way to try to talk to me. And then the rebuttal, well, you don't hit me up or anything. You know what I do? What I'm doing right now, playing the game, watching TV, and if I'm going to go try a new spot, I'll go try a new spot by myself, more than likely. Other than that, what do? You go out and do this. You invited this, him, her. Uh-huh, yes.
All
But-
these bodies, but not me.
Where was I? Oh, I thought I hit you up. That's crazy because I paid my phone bill.
Shit, that shit worked. Trust me.
My number changed in a very long time.
We're on the same schedule.
Right? So,
Me, I just cut someone off 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
I wish I had
Mine
some
was just
scissors.
energy switch. Energy switch. I dropped in one of the group chats that I'm in, not by choice. I was kind of just thrown in there. I really don't like being in group chats that like you just throw me in and there's no context. So I dropped the Fable Cloth stuff in the group chat and stuff like that because, I'm trying to promote myself because, I ain't got promoters. I have to be my main promoter. And this said person immediately responded, anyways, Kendrick dropped. I didn't like that. Personally, that hurt my feelings. And you know what I did? I just removed him as a friend on every social media account. You got my number. If you want to talk about why you can't see them on none of my shit, you can see.
That's just rude. That's disrespectful.
Old me, when it started some shit in the group chat. New me, I don't have to deal with it. I can just leave. If your energy switch on me, say less. Oh, Jones, like it was a joke. I didn't like the joke. And to be honest, I have to agree with the joke. I'm trying to promote something. I didn't drop like some random shit. I dropped something that was personal to me. And you took that opportunity to what? Make a joke? Nigga, everyone knows Kendrick dropped. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to, but you wanted to.
A joke?
Yeah, man. Cut him off. I knew this guy since college. We didn't talk like that. He was light skinned. You know how I feel about light skins. They act different. Light skins act different.
hey, that's yeah.
The bosses be acting. They move different. Bosses be moving different. But even now, I've lost a couple people in my life, best friends and stuff like that, just because their energy switch. And the difference is, normally I'm the one who's trying to repair it. I'm done. I'm double A. If you switch to triple A, that's on you. The universe is gonna reunite us when it needs to reunite us. But I'm not switching batteries for you, bro. I'm not gonna be the main one that tries to rebuild the friendship. The bridge is there. You destroyed your half of the bridge. Why do I have to repair your half of the bridge? I'm not saying you can't be my friend. You switched energy, not me. Why do I gotta fix it? I think it's on you as a friend. If you want this to be a friendship, you have to put in the work and understand that you fucked that up. You messed it up, because that's what I would do. I went to Turner and said, yo, I possibly fucked up. I want to fix my half of the bridge. But if you were like, nah, I would still understand, like, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. That would be the L I would have to take into my next friendship. Don't do that shit, because you just met someone who said, fuck off. That's it. But Turner being the good soul he was, he's like, no, man, like, it is what it is. And I commend him for that. Because if I did that shit to RJ, we'd probably fight. Like, we would fight. He's like, you're not talking to me like that. Dead ass. You better get your drunk shit. Like, look, you don't understand. You're drunk, but these hands are sober. So, like, you better calm the fuck down talking to me like that.
Quote that.
I'm not a violent person. I'm very humble.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But for me right now, at the age that I am, I'm only 28, about to be 29 in August. Energy. I'm not saying you can't be human and mess up. When you feel a shift in energy that ripped the scale, I can't stick around for that. Because I'm not trying to take food off your plate. But you can't eat with me no more. The door's open. But the plate, you might not get the same amount of food as everyone else because you just came back. Everyone's reaching for the turkey. I'm like, nah, man, you get bread. You got everyone else who's at this table get the full display, full course meal. You get the appetizers. Why? Because I feel like you have to earn that shit back. You gotta earn that shit back, bro. You don't get to come back to the table and eat good like the rest of us. Nah, man, you flaked. Your energy changed. You have to work on it. Sorry, but that's how my friendship is set up. Person.
I think for me, it's just the thing is just like for me, it's really when people act different, and plus, I'm the type of person who like I am not really good at just talking to people unless it's like really close people who I'm distanced away from. Like I do pretty bad at just like reaching out most of the time. So that's like I try to get better at least just being like, hey, how you doing? You doing okay? And I'll just leave it at that. And then you can tell me if you're doing good, bad, whatever. But like most of the times I used to be like, I just want to see if this person's gonna hit me up every now and then. Just to see if this person cares about me, see if this person wants to reach out to me. And most of the times that's where like a lot of relationships, friendships, all that stuff, like they just fall off because I'm waiting for that person to reach out, and then it's just like whatever. The people who I really care about, the people who I'm gonna reach out to, and it's not even a lot of people.
Because of who we are, and I'm just gonna correct me if I'm wrong. Because of who we are and how honest we are, I don't hate many things, but I hate when random people that I've never talked to in many rooms hit me up and say, hey, because then I'm gonna respond, sup? And then they're like, oh, like, how are you? I have to cut through the bullshit. What's going on in your life that you want my logical opinion on something?
I say what's up with a question mark.
Don't even try to dive into my life. My mom's got bone cancer. You don't care about that. What's up? Let's cut the BS. You hit me up because something is going on in your life and you want my opinion on something. I hate that. Don't just hey, I got a question. Cool. That way I know like once the question ends, we go back to the status quo. We ain't talking. Don't fake this bullshit, friend. Oh, how have you been? Well, it's been 7 years. There's a lot going on. It's been 7 years that we've been doing a conversation. What's up? What's
hey,
up?
stranger. Yeah,
Hey.
like
Yep, that's what we are.
top of the morning to you.
Yeah, I get because again, like, yeah, I got no answer. My soul was ignited because I don't like it because I don't do it to people. So maybe that's why I don't register it well. You know, like especially like when the first thing with my like, no offense to you, Turner, but like the first person I told about other than Kate about the breast cancer thing and stuff like that was RJ, and RJ responded as he did. It was just what I needed at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, like, what? Actually, not the first. Like when my mom, it came back. First person I told. We were driving. From what you call this place?
Oh yeah, that in the Intel, what you call it? Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm about to tell you something because I'm realizing more and more now, like, I need people where I can talk to and stuff like that. Because like, I fuck with Kate. You know I do, but I need this. I want nigga friends. Living in Texas right now, it sucks because like all my nigga friends aren't here. If we could all live in a cul-de-sac like Ed and Eddie, that would be life. That would be life. That would be life. But we don't. So like, I always try to tell people all the time, I'm a very, very absent friend. That's like just because that's how I was raised. Like if you don't tell me nothing's wrong, I'm going to assume nothing's wrong. But I have to work on that. I have to check in with y'all. Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? I'll keep that communication open. In the same breath, like I said, that's why I don't tolerate certain shit. I mean, I'm never gonna name drop anybody, but everyone, when I posted on my Snapchat about the energy switching and losing friends, some people hit me up as like, hey, what's going on with this? And I hate when people do that, no offense, because it's English. You read that. It's not a secret. This wasn't a Kendrick bar. Energy switch, you're no longer my friend. It's pretty obvious. What you're asking is, who is this about? It's about anybody at this point now. If your energy switch, I'm not switching my energy for people no more. I got shit to do. I got shit to do. Not to say you're not my friend, but I will cut you off now, and I'm not gonna make a big show about it. I'm just gonna cut you off and keep it moving. Quote RJ. We're gonna do it silently. You're gonna be confused when you can't see my shit or why the messages aren't hitting.
Confusion.
And then you're kind of distant. Oh man, sorry. I don't fuck with you anymore. I apologize. I thought that was kind of clear. I kind of removed you as a friend. Sorry. Now I have to say it. I don't fuck with you no more. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah, it's the one thing's to life. You gotta learn. Live and you learn.
So like that's why it's kind of cool, like our dynamic, because like Coop I'm older than you, right?
Yep.
But in my head, RJ is the old head, which is wild. But I'm the oldest. But I always act like a kid, so like that don't in my head. That's what it is. Like RJ is the old head in my head. So like, but for Turner, because you're in the group, I'm not saying on some like big brother shit. Because of your personality, I feel like the world is going to try to siphon as much out of you because you hold no ill will in your heart. Like you will, and that's some like lessons that you're gonna have to learn like on your own and stuff like that. But you do have two niggas in your life that like, yo, I haven't been through a lot. I've been through most. You feel me? Where it's like, I can see people taking advantage of who you are because you're very kind. And that's a very good quality to have. But if you ain't got the smarts of understanding, not to say you don't, but to understand when someone's taking advantage of you, that's when it becomes deadly. Yep. That's when it becomes deadly. And I believe that every person in your circle of friends is a fragment of who you are.
That's facts.
Yeah. My loud personality is RJ off the sauce. There's RJ off the sauce. My kindness I give to people is you, Turner. We see each other. That's why we pick our friends. You don't see someone hanging out with a heroin addict unless there's some type of personality behind them where it's like, I'm ignoring this bad behavior because this is the part that I get. You see, your friends are a reflection of you. So when they switch their energy, you're like, what the fuck is going? What's up, bro?
It's kind of like, it's like when you mentioned, I forgot what the topic was or how we got there. You were just like, you describe you and RJ as heathens, and then you're like, then there's this nice guy. It's like,
you guys aren't the only ones that call me heathens. Even my friends in the party are like, you're a heathen. You're a whore. I'm like, I just joined the party. I didn't do anything.
I'm not God's favorite heathen. You put some respect on it. He was off from you, bro. I'm God's favorite heathen. By the way, that t-shirt's coming out. Copyrighted. That's all me. He made me. I got the shit off he made, bro. God's favorite heathen. I understand it, but like, yeah. So like, RIP to the friends that, again, RIP, pour out the juice for all the friends that we've lost from time to time. Again, it wasn't, I won't say it was malicious. I will say possibly it was necessary.
I can't even say RIP. I think that more of so these people were placed in our lives for a reason, or we're meant to meet them for a reason, to learn and grow from them in some way, shape, form, or fashion to get to where we are today or where we're headed to be. Yeah.
I agree with that, man. And it's a lesson that we like, again, it's one of those lessons that we've all heard. Some people are for the season. But like it never feels, I can't speak for RJ, for me, it never feels good to lose someone in the inner circle. Outer circle, they in the stand. So like when they gone, you're just like, I guess they're not here no more. But in the inner circle and at the round table, when you see that empty seat, you're like,
yeah, that stuff, I know. Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. But I have to stay true to who I am now. As much as I want them to come back to that chair, I'm not coming to hunt you down to sit in that chair. That chair is always there for you when you get your shit together, person.